I'm Christopher Zweig, and this week on CJ at the Movies, I got some new films for you, including another mummy movie, another shark film, and new films directed by Peter Farrelly and Steven Soderbergh and starring Mark Wahlberg and Ian McKellan. Let's take a look. Our first movie is Lee Cronin's The Mummy, and no, it's not an adventure film like the Brendan Fraser movies, nor is it a comedy like Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy. It's a supernatural horror movie crossing between The Exorcist and Seven, and made by the same guy who gave us the brilliant Evil Dead Rise, and while it's better than the Tom Cruise movie or Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, it still needs some more toilet paper for it to be scary and entertaining. Jack Reynor plays a journalist and father whose family temporarily lives in Cairo, and his daughter ends up being abducted by someone otherworldly. Years later, she's found in a sarcophagus and brought back to her family, who now live in Albuquerque, but of course she's not the same daughter, as she's mummified and possessed like she's the spawn of Regan in The Exorcist. The mother, played by Laia Costa, wants to keep her daughter in the house despite all the horrible things she has to engage herself in, while the father tries to figure out the cause of all this with some help from Detective May Calloway. Lee Cronin's The Mummy has a creepy look with the gritty cinematography as well as some interesting moments, but the problem with this one is that it seems arbitrary and lackluster, and I think we've seen this kind of exorcism movie before, and we basically know the stakes. The movie runs for a little over 2 hours, which requires us to deal with the formalities of a mummified person being brought back into society, and when the parents finally see what happens to their daughter, their reactions are more compelling than anything their possessed child engages in. So, skip it. Our next movie is Balls Up, the latest comedy from Peter Farrelly of the Farrelly brothers, and one of his worst. It's like an extended penis joke that comes and goes, pun intended, and enters the action comedy genre. Mark Wahlberg and Paul Walter Hauser play two rival marketing employees, in which one of them develops a condom that fits both the penis and testicle and can be used for Brazil's World Cup final. When they screw the deal, pun intended again, they lose their jobs but earn tickets to the game. But when Hauser causes the country to lose the big game, he and Wahlberg both end up in more danger than Wagner Moura in The Secret Agent. The dangers they face include Sacha Baron Cohen as a drug lord, an alligator or a crocodile that eats cocaine, and tiny urine-hungry fish that end up in the wrong place. Take the De Niro out of Midnight Run, the weed out of Pineapple Express, and add the killers of The Purge and the stupidity and cold nature of Snatched and Jackpot, and you'd have a movie like Balls Up. There isn't a single laugh in this movie, we don't care about the obligatory penis jokes, and we think Wahlberg, Hauser, and Farrelly have all done better than this piece of crap. So skip it. Okay, let me give you some alternatives to Thrash, another one of those generic shark movies, this one already a big hit on Netflix and telling the story of a South Carolina town that gets attacked by a Category 5 hurricane, which brings some hungry bull sharks in a neighborhood, so you're gonna need a bigger house. But the better thriller out in theaters this weekend is Normal, which I reviewed on last week's show, and stars Bob Odenkirk as a new sheriff finding out that his town is corrupt, and Fonzie is one of the bad guys. And another alternative opening next week is Over Your Dead Body, which is a remake of The Trip directed by the same man who just made Thrash, Tommy Wirkola. He's credited as an executive producer here, while Jorma Taccone of The Lonely Island is the new director, and Jason Segel and Samara Weaving play an unhappily married couple who decide to murder each other during their weekend getaway in a cabin in the woods. And we get Timothy Olyphant and Juliette Lewis, who have respectively played killers before, in the mix as they and former UFC and Strikeforce fighter Keith Jardine hold the couple hostage. I'd mentioned that the major villains get killed off early in Normal, and now I'm questioning a would-be rape scene in Over Your Dead Body, but what makes these thrillers work are their energy, love for violence, and dialogue, and comedy stars sure help level the playing field. They may not be shark films, but they sure bite like them, so skip Thrash and see Normal and Over Your Dead Body. And our last movie is The Christophers, the latest movie from Steven Soderbergh, and starring me, just kidding, Ian McKellan as an aging artist, Michaela Coel as a young artist, and James Corden and Jessica Gunning as his greedy kids. The old man has a series of artworks known as The Christophers, which he has yet to finish and refuses to do so, and they want her to find them and finish them so they can sell them when he dies. To take care of that, she must pose as his new assistant, and at this point he wants her to destroy the Christophers and show him the evidence, but things take a different direction. The Christophers is Soderbergh's first collaboration with writer Ed Solomon since No Sudden Move, and it takes real patience to see where this art movie is heading into. Sometimes it uses big words, and other times it delivers with authentic dialogue and character development. You have to give McKellan and Cole credit for taking on such a unique character study, as they share their different aspects of their realities, and the artwork was done by the film's production designer Antonia Lowe and painter Barnaby Gordon, and Soderbergh knows true artists when he sees them. You could say this movie has my name on it, and maybe yours as well, so see it. Recapping this week's new movies: thumbs down for Lee Cronin's The Mummy, thumbs down for Balls Up, thumbs down for Thrash, thumbs up for Normal, thumbs up for Over Your Dead Body, and thumbs up for The Christophers. Well, those are the new movies I'm reviewing this week. I'm Christopher Zweig. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the movies.